Good morning. It's turned out nice again. Motherfucker, how's it, guys? It's pissing down. You might even hear it. The window's wide open. Do you want to see the view of what I see when? I can't turn it round on this. I don't know how you do that on an iPhone. Like on my Samsung, right? I can press a button and it flips the camera around. How do you do that on an iPhone when you're recording? No idea. How are you doing? You all right? Okay. Mo Salah. We've got to talk about Mo Salah, guys. He's going to Saudi Arabia. You know that, right? You know he's going to Saudi Arabia. It's not a case of if, it's just a case of when. And we talked about, this is all we talked about yesterday, to be honest, multiple times throughout the day. We did a live stream on here yesterday, 17 hours. Great time with everybody. Very well supported. I'm so grateful to those of you that supported the stream yesterday, whether you chipped into the kitty or whether you, commented or, you just made it happen and made it entertaining. So I'm very grateful for that. But we spoke a lot about Mo Salah yesterday, and I tried to record a video for you yesterday during the live stream. I wasn't very happy with it, but my mind was on the stream. I was like, I need to get back, sort of thing, and I didn't really think too much about that video. So I'm just trying to think about it all in my head now. We had the manager at yesterday's pre-match press conference saying, is there a bid, Jurgen, for Mo Salah? And he's like, no video, not that I'm aware of. And then he added, like that, doesn't really mean anything anyway. In other words, I'd probably be the last person to find out, which is what I tell you all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes people will say, only Jurgen Klopp knows what's happening. You'd be surprised how much a manager does and doesn't know sometimes, and it's certainly the case with Jurgen Klopp. And not long after that press conference, Ornstein on Twitter came out with his, put out a tweet and an article, about this 100 million plus bid for Mo Salah from Saudi Arabia to Mike Gordon in a phone call last night, which was the night previous to yesterday. A very, very, very detailed revelation, if you like, you know what I mean? Which I find extremely suspicious as to why I'm being told all that information. And who's benefits from that? Why is it? And if you're Jurgen Klopp and you've just sat at a press conference and gone, no, there's no bid, and then that comes out and that someone was talking to, one of the main people, if you like, that run the club, you would feel a fucking idiot, wouldn't you? You'd be like, well, I look a right plank now. Unless, of course, you want to believe, like many supporters do, Liverpool fans or supporters of whatever club, they were going to be like, oh no, the manager was, he's not trying to, he knew, he was just pretending. He were fucking pretending. How fucking daft are you if you think that? But, maybe, we don't know. The people that want to create drama or have agenda might want to imply that Jurgen was raging afterwards because he didn't know. Jurgen might have just gone, there you go, there was a fucking bid then. I just get on doing my job, which is probably what Jurgen Klopp is like. We don't know because we don't work with him in a professional capacity. We can only go by, it's going to thunder because it's just lightened. Remy's going to shit himself. Have you heard thunder? Yeah, you must have done. You're a year old or so now, aren't you? There it is. I don't know if you can hear that yet. It's on its way. Oh, we'll have a power cut soon then. Fucking hell, great. When it rains here, we tend to lose electricity because when it rains here, it rains here. So, what was I saying? So Jurgen, might be frustrated about that. He might not give a shit. But I do think that it was very suspicious at the amount of detail. Why did we have to know that the bid that was rejected was the night previously? Why not just Liverpool reject bid for Mo Salah? Why did we need to know it was a telephone call? Why did we need to know who took that telephone call, which is exceptionally strange to be provided that level of detail? And I'm not sure why we need to know that. So I am very suspicious about that, guys, and I throw that out there for you guys just to ponder. Sometimes you leave comments and I read them and I think, ooh, I never thought of that. Do you know what I mean? So, during that telephone call, which we're told was amicable, and Liverpool rejected the offer, he's not for sale, but the Saudi Pro League won't give up and all that. You've got to think about how that conversation went. So, some people were saying yesterday, why was the bid made last night? Now, I think that bid was made last night because if you're the Saudi Pro League guy, you say, look, we're offering this, take the money now, you can get someone in tomorrow. That's what I think. Or you can imagine a conversation went like that. Liverpool, nah, he's not for sale. What will it take to make it happen? Well, double what you're offering for a start, then we'll think about it, right? It's not going to happen. Which would then explain why Ornstein, I think it was, in a transfer chat or something somewhere, I didn't see it, but people were relaying this to me, said, not quite so sure that they'd pay 200, because where has he got that from? Do you know what I mean? So someone at Liverpool has fed that to him, so it was probably in that conversation. What would you do if you were the main man at Liverpool? First of all, why is the transfer guru, Boy George, not dealing with all this anyway? Which is weird. Remy, what the fuck are you doing with that tennis ball? I'm not throwing it. I'm going to throw it in here, dude. So that's what I think the conversation will have gone like. Yeah, double it and we'll see. I'm sure that's not going to happen, but it is going to happen. So people then said, why did they make the offer last night? Why not at the beginning of the window if they really wanted him? Well, because if you table an offer for a Liverpool player, for example, you're the holding club in May, June, July, whatever, that club's not going to go, all right then, yeah, nice one. No, that club's going to try it on for the full duration of the window. And all that's going to happen is you're going to keep going back with a counter offer, they're going to reject, they're going to keep trying to push it up and up. So it makes sense from the Saudi side just to try and do it last minute. Now their transfer window is still open, right? And if you think this has gone away, then I don't know. I just don't. Anyway, so what I think will happen next, and this is why I think we were told about the bid being rejected, is I think we're going to see at least one more, or if not two more claims of new bid offered, Liverpool rejected. Because I think Liverpool is setting the scene to the fan base to say, we tried everything we could. Look, we rejected this bid. And that at some point, I can visualise Jurgen Klopp at a press conference, sat there going, what were we supposed to do? We resisted. We can't, this club cannot compete with this league. The player, the desire of the player, this is how we work, kind of thing. So you can already see that being the foundations for this being prepared. So we rejected the bid, but they came back and we rejected that as well. Look, because why are we hearing about it? Do you know what I mean? I mean, there could be an element of getting it out there to embarrass the Saudis a little bit, because those people out there are true winners, and they're gonna want to beat anyone, and not just with a hammer. Do you know what I mean? They're gonna want to win everything, and they're very proud. Do you know what I mean? If they're being dictated to by some pesky Western English football club that's saying we're not, having more Salah, they're not going to like that. So there might be an element of trying to embarrass them into paying more money, but I think it's more about letting the fans know we're trying to resist this, because there's no reason that we need to know. Somebody said, well, they're putting it out there to instigate a bidding war. That's usually what happens when a club is willing to sell a player and someone moves for them, they leak it, so other clubs go, oh, fucking hell, we need to move, make an offer kind of thing. But there's no one that can compete with the Saudis, so it's not for trying to start a bidding war or anything. Don't know what else to say. Remy Abbas. I don't know if you've seen this. His agent is Remy Abbas, right? And my dog's called Remy. Matthew Beale sent me this last night. Look, there's Remy. Look at the dog tag. I don't think you can see them, but it says Remy Abbas. I can't unsee it every time I look at him now. Anyway, so I've been telling you for months and months and months you can't trust that fucker. But you probably would reply to that and say you can't trust any football agents. No, but some of them do act a little bit more professional. Remy Abbas, he was on Twitter putting emojis out, taking the piss out of Jurgen Klopp at a press conference during the transfer and during the contract negotiations. So I don't like the guy. And I'm aware of other people at Liverpool Football Club that don't like the guy, and even people that you would know, like Jamie Carragher, have made such suggestions that the agent's a knob and stuff like that. So, but at the end of the day, the agent is a very wealthy person, doesn't care what fat bloke in Spain like me thinks, and he certainly doesn't give a fuck what you think either. So he don't care what we think, right? We know that, and his main job is to represent his client and get the best for him, which is fine. Mo Salah wants to move to the Saudi Pro League. I thought that this would happen next year. Now, the situation is as follows, if you think about it. The player is going to be offered the same financial terms now as he will next year. He's going to get the same salary if he goes now or if he goes next year, right? However, the Saudis might be trying to portray a different image of that to the agent and to the player, saying, well, we can't guarantee that this will be on the table next year, someone else, we might go for that, blah, blah, blah. That's to put pressure on the agent and the player to then pass on to Liverpool, we want to make this deal happen. That's what the Saudis should be doing. But if Mo Salah is confident he's going to get the same amount of money now, or next year, the same amount of money next year if he delays leaving, then if I was Mo Salah, I'd be thinking, well, I can play another year in the top flight, and I've still got that deal, I've still got the financial aspects of it, I'm in no rush to go there. That would be a plausible suggestion, right? I mean, I'm sure he's really looking forward to, playing in the Europa League. Now, staying with the finances, the agent's cut will probably stay the same, although, again, I'm sure there's incentives to make this deal happen now. So that basically my opinion is that the agent will be pushing for all of this now. I think the player is pushing for it now as well. I think he definitely wants to go there. That's what I'm hearing, that's what I believe. And it's all common sense anyway, because none of this would be happening. Run me a bath could take to Twitter now and say it's not happening, what he's fucking talking about, he's chosen not to. Silence, the silence there, it speaks volumes. So both of them are trying to make the deal happen, in my opinion. The Saudis want to make the deal happen now because they want him, for various things that are coming up on their calendar. Now, if you're Liverpool Football Club, you're going to get a backlash from the supporters over this. And if you're the owners, you're going to get that. And the FSG out folk, right, they're going to go to town with it. I can't go to town on the owners on this one unless they accept a ridiculous amount of money. Unless they let him go for a stupid amount of money, like 100 million, I'd be furious. You know what I mean? If they accept 150, 170, 180, whatever, upwards of 150, I would understand, and because I think any football club would do it with a player of that age. But let's just assume Liverpool don't give a fuck what the fans think, and they're just thinking we've got to look at this from a professional and financial point of view. Liverpool, surely you would expect, if you were Gordon and you were negotiating with the Saudis, because Boy George is fucking useless, if you're negotiating with the Saudis, what would you be saying? I want you to think this. What would you be saying in your head? I think I would be saying, guys, listen, we do not have a replacement, so we need time for that. Let's be sensible. Let's broker a deal, for next year. Now, normally you would say January. I don't know how the Saudi Pro League works in terms of when they can and can't sign businesses, do transfer business. I believe that their transfer window closes on September 7th, I think. We're not experts with this league. I don't know if they can sign players in January. I do not know, but let's just say next year. Liverpool say, look, let's agree the deal now, right? Mo gets his financial package that you can understand that he wants. The agent gets what he wants. You get what you want because you've got an agreement in place now, and we get what we want, which is time to show the fans that we, have got a replacement, or that we're reinvesting the money, and it's not just about cashing in. So Liverpool, you would imagine, would be trying their very hardest to try and broker a deal sensibly for next year. But the thing is, are the Saudis going to turn around and say, yeah, all right then, what we offer you now, we'll offer you in January or next summer, whatever, right? I don't think so. I think they turn around and say, well, we'll give you this now because we need this to happen now. If you're looking at, revisiting this next year, then significantly the dynamics, the money changes. So the only person that's the only entity in all of this that's under pressure is Liverpool Football Club, right? Now, so Liverpool have to decide, take the money before the window closes, their window, or wait till next year, but we're going to get less. And you have to remember, some of you will say, well, why take the money? Yes, I agree. But what you're going to do is, the player and the agent are pushing for this to happen. So you're going to lose that player, and you might only get 75 million for him, or 80 million, maybe not even that, next year. What would you say then, when it comes around to next summer, and you're hoping that, you have this money to reinvest? And that's the only concern I have about it all, is if these owners get 150, 200 million, how much of that money is actually really going to go back to the manager? That's the bit that I'm bothered about, not if they accept the fee in the first place, right? Now, this summer, on 2 occasions, I claimed from people that I know and that I trust, that are my friends, that are well placed in all of this, that John Henry hit the roof And the most recent claim was he was barking from Boston. Barking from Boston. In other words, right? Now, the first claim was that he was dismayed or unhappy with the lack of transfer activity inbound to do with Liverpool Football Club this summer. I believe that he held a video call with people at Anfield. When I say Anfield, I mean the club. I don't mean they were in Anfield, the stadium. I just Anfield, the club. With the people that run the club on a day-to-day basis, and it apparently hit the roof. And I think that was on a Monday. I'm not sure. You'd have to go back through my videos. You know, I have a terrible memory. And it is claimed that he hit the roof. You know, why? Right? And almost immediately from that alleged call, a bid went in for Caicedo within hours or within 24 hours or something, which we were all surprised about. 115 million pounds, what the fuck, right? And we were all surprised. And most people were like, why? Now we're saying, why did we bid for a player when it was obviously wasn't going to come for us? But was there a conversation? John, he didn't want to come to us. Just table the fucking money and see what happens. You can't argue with what your boss says. Did that happen? I don't know. It just doesn't make sense why the Caicedo bid was made. Some of you guys think PR. I don't think so. I don't think it was, we'll just pretend. I don't believe that. It was desperation. So, and then John Henry turns up in England, right? Which, fucking hell, you know what I mean? That's like, he visits England as often as I visit the gym. Do you know what I mean? And the suggestion was that he was in England, nothing to do with fucking club sales that these Twitter numpties are trying to say, was that he was not happy with the way things were going at Liverpool. And there was something posted on the Cut Talk VIP members website, which is the best way of supporting me, guys. I'll love you forever if you join that. Check the video description. I'm logged out of my own website. I'm logging in. Where is it? Absolute panic. This was posted on the 31st. Again, this is part of this message. This is me passing on something that came to me. Again, the message. So hang on, I want to repeat that. Again, reiteration. Again, it's happened once before. Again, the message is that Henry has again expressed his dismay at why nothing is happening. It's not for me to say whether he's to blame for that or not, or it's ironic, etc., that he's complaining, but it's a statement that's been reiterated to me. Everyone seems to think that they're not bothered, but he's supposedly barking from Boston. And then there's more there. I'm also told that Salah will be going to Saudi Arabia, blah, blah, blah. The club are aware of meetings between his agent and some chap in Saudi, right? I'll find his name and report back. I couldn't remember his name. You know what I'm like. And moments later, 3 minutes later, hey, I can do a lot in 3 minutes, girls. Fuck, I tell you what, it's all I need. I replied to that and put the suit in Saudi Arabia that Rami, I can't call him Remy Abbas now. Rami Abbas, who's been active throughout all of this, and I've been saying this for months, guys, come on, he's apparently, I want to be specific, I like to be specific. The club are aware of meetings, that's plural, guys, not a meeting, plural. And it was between Rami Abbas and Michael Emanalo, who is the Saudi Pro League Director of Football. This was all, put on the members' website before the talk of the bid that evening. It would have been, wouldn't it? Yes. Okay. So where are we? I can't remember where I was. Fuck. Right. So John Henry, on 2 occasions in the last few weeks, has expressed his disgust and made a personal appearance at the lack of activity in the transfer market concerning Liverpool Football Club, insisting that the money was there to make things happen. Right? That was a big claim on the members' website prior, right? The money's there. He's angry because the money's there, the resources are there. It might not have said the money, it might have said the resources are there. Whether you believe that or not is up to you, what their version of resources is or whatever. But then, following those claims, a £115 million bid went in for Caicedo, which shows the resources are there, right? The point I'm getting to with this is, why was John Henry barking from Boston on 2 occasions in the last few weeks, right? Why? He didn't bark from Boston any other window that the club was failing in the transfer market. So why this fucking window? What's rattling his cage? Now, we can only speculate. We're speculating throughout the video, but we can only speculate. You know, you could say, well, and I don't want to go down that route, because I was going to go down the route of, you know, club sales and shit like that. If you're going to sell Liverpool Football Club, or you're on the verge of selling Liverpool Football Club, I don't think you would want to sell Mo Salah, personally. Oh my God. I've just had some pigs in blankets. And I'll be back in a minute. And fuck me, that's nice. Where were we? Pigs in blankets. I look like a pig in a blanket when I wake up in the morning. So so if you were really on the verge of selling your club, do you want to sell like Mo Salah? I don't think you do. So it leaves me to think, well, what else could it be? You know what I think? I think John Henry's been thinking there's going to be fucking hell on when we sell Mo Salah. So we need to get some, you know, something in so that the fans can see we've spent money. Which if you'd have signed Caicedo for £115 million and then sell Mo Salah, the fans are going to be the ones that go, this is fucking disgusting. They're going to be responded by other fans that say, hang on a minute, we've just signed a much younger player for £115 million and you're complaining about the club cashing in on a 31-year-old or whatever he is, right? You see my point? So I think that's why that bid went in for Caicedo. I think they were desperately trying to, you know, do something positive before selling Mo Salah. And that's why I think John Henry's been flapping, because he knows there'll be fucking hell on if they're selling. But he also knows that this is a once in a lifetime or once in a decade opportunity to make an absolute killing with the Saudi people that have got the most amazing resources going. And when you think that, you know, we said, didn't we, they were looking, you know, the journalists started this sort of minor investment because there's a major rebuild needed. So, you know, maybe they'll sell and get a few $100 million, you know, sell a bit of the shares, you know, in FSG or something to finance that rebuilding. What did I say to you, do you remember, before the fucking summer window even started, was if they can wing it through the summer, there won't be any minority investment this summer ahead of the transfer window to pay for all of that. And I would argue that they have winged it this summer. And they've got through the transfer window, they've pulled it off, right, without having to dilute any of their shares, right? Or their holding. Right, we're going to have to move that because it's too nice. So they've pulled that off, right? And then they can get another 200 million, 150 to 200 million, with still not diluting anything. See, I can't be critical of FSG because you have to take the money. And it's going to go to Saudi Arabia, so get as much as you fucking can. The only problem is we don't have any, you know, possibility of replacing that player unless you look at the existing squad and balance things around. And there's been suggestions, I'm not even going to put ideas in your head, but I've seen people coming up with a suggestion as that's why we'd sign this, that's why we're doing that, blah, blah, blah. Now, the usual thing you would say is you don't sell a player now and be left with no one. That's madness. But this isn't a usual situation. We're talking about these Saudis, you know, the guys in the flip-flops with all this money, right? This doesn't happen very often. So how can the club prepare for this? You know, the club can't prepare for this. And I'll be honest with you, had the Saudis stepped up and offered 200 million at the beginning of the season, summer, where would that have left our transfer window? Would we have got Bellingham, for example? Doesn't matter, you know, if your auntie had been born with balls, she'd be your uncle. So there's no point having going through that conversation, I guess. So I can't be critical of the owners if they do this. I predict that we're going to see talk of another rejection. I think you should ignore every single motherfucker on Twitter, including the media, about all of this. I would pay attention to Ornstein only on this at the moment. Possibly Fabrizio Romano a little bit. It depends. You know, I'm not going to explain about his connections, right? I don't think it's relevant at the moment. But the usual people that you would keep an eye on: Ornstein, Romano, Joyce, maybe. I think his nose is put out a little bit at the minute, so I won't worry too much about that. I wouldn't be focusing on him too much at the moment. The rest of them, Piers, Bridget, all the other ones, Melissa Reddy, any of them, right, I wouldn't pay any attention to. I'd just be following Ornstein. He's the man that's connected to Boston as well. And clearly Gordon. Money talks in football. And if you're a Mo Salah fan, Mo Salah, as Fabrizio Romano would shout at fucking ball, then you should enjoy every time you see him, because he's going to leave Liverpool Football Club. If Liverpool Football Club can negotiate a deal for next year, it would be perfect sense. And I would predict and assume that is what they are trying to do right now. That is what will be being back-channeled. That is what will be fed to the Saudis. We'll do it. All right. We might have to accept a little bit less, but we need more until at least, we need to get halfway through the season. We need to, look at what we're going to do. However, what I think is going to happen, right? And guys, we like a laugh and a giggle. We try and keep it real. We're not doing any of that ITK bollocks around here. We'll never do it, even when there's things that I think I know that some people don't, which I love. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I do not know what's going to happen. However, my prediction is that we are going to see talk of at least one more bid being rejected, if not two, because that sets the mood to the fans we tried to resist. It was never going to happen yesterday. We said that all day yesterday. What will happen, in my opinion, is the Saudis will come back and they will offer exactly what Liverpool Football Club want financially. So if they had that phone call, which we know they did, and Liverpool said, no, we don't want your 100 million, you might say 100 million plus. Look, it's just 100 million plus could mean 199 million. It's closer to 100 million than it is 110 million, because they would have said 110 million pound offer. So just over 100. Ignore the 150 when we're starting to talk about, potential add-ons and shit like that in a Tin Pot league or whatever. So in that phone call, they say, no, we're not selling for 100. You're all right, thanks. Yeah, but we take the money. You can get replacement tomorrow. No, you're all right, thanks. We're fine. Okay. That guy on the phone will have said, all right, as a matter of interest, what we're talking to make this happen. All right? As you would do in any deal whatsoever, whether you're buying a radio for your fucking house, your car, your TV, anything. All right, what's your best price you can do? Now we can't go any lower. Come on, what we're paying? What does it take to make this happen? That'll have been said in that call. And I would imagine that Gordon will have said 200, double it. Well, I don't even think he'll have said 200. I think he will have said, you're offering 100, double it, and we might listen. That's what I think will have been said. And I think the Saudis come back and say, there's your 200 million. Take it now. And then that is a decision Liverpool Football Club have to make before the Saudi window closes. Right? Liverpool then have to decide, do we take that 200 million or do we tell them to go whistle and we'll take our chances next year? Right? But it's irrelevant. Mo Salah will go there. We want to hold on to him as football supporters, well, Liverpool supporters, specifically our club, for as long as possible. But don't forget here, Mo Salah is pushing for this move. None of this would be happening if Mo Salah wasn't willing to go now. I guarantee you this. Zillion%. No speculation. A zillion %. Because it could be stopped like that. So Mo Salah and Rami Abbas, Remy Abbas, right? They're trying to make it happen. Everyone's trying to make it happen, but Liverpool know they face a massive dilemma financially. Do we take our chance next year? We're going to have a fans backlash. What if it goes pear-shaped, etc., etc., etc. So mark my words, Liverpool will be trying to say, look, all right, we'll do it, but we need to do it next year. Let's get a deal in place now. The Saudis then, through common sense, will surely say, all right, we can look at that, but you ain't getting 200 million. So we need him now. The Saudis want him now, guys. They don't want him next year. They want him now. And if you look at the calendar and the things and the involvement as what's coming up, you would understand a little bit more, okay? I can't go into that because I can't remember it all. But I know for a fact that they want him now. All right? So if you want him now, you pay the fucking money. So you're going to be subjected to this, right? But I would say, please try and be level-headed with this. Even if you hate the ownership, we can't reject this kind of money. However, what concerns me is not them accepting the money, it's what happens to the fucking money afterwards. Because does that 150, 160, 180, 190, 200 million, does that become 50 million to Jurgen Klopp next year? And people are saying, I think Jurgen Klopp will leave this month if more salary is signed. I don't believe that. If I don't believe that. Jurgen's not fucking daft. He knows what's going on. All right. He might not have known there was a bid or a conversation the night before, but he's not stupid. And he will turn around and say, who rejects £1.5 million a week tax free or something like that. So I think I have covered everything that I wanted to say. I didn't do a very good job of it yesterday, but you've got to remember when I made that video yesterday, Rodders, bless him. When I made that video yesterday, it was just developing, you know what I mean? And we said, yesterday, I don't know if you joined the live stream yesterday, but we got Mo Salah in the background. We actually had a suitcase next to him and a Saudi flag around Mo Salah before news of that bid came out yesterday, which was quite funny. Money ruins football. Money has taken my enjoyment away from the top flight game. I'm not that bothered anymore, guys. I'll always love Liverpool. My entire life has been Liverpool and will be until the day I die, which I hope is a long way away from now. I know it still matters to you guys, but more and more people get turned off with it all. But, we shouldn't be turning our nose up at the people, in Saudi Arabia, like we've got some entitlement to the best players. And, the Premier League's basically just fucking taken whoever they've wanted from around the world for years. And now they're getting a taste of their own medicine. And I don't blame the players, although you can only spend so much money. But anyway, that's irrelevant. That's not really, that's a judgment for them. Mo Salah's going to Saudi Arabia. And I think that I wouldn't be waking up today thinking, at least we've still got more, because he's going to go. He's going to go. Liverpool will be trying to negotiate for next year, but the pressure will be on for them to take the money now. And I do think the Saudis will step up at the last minute and put all the money on the table. That's what I do. That's what I think will happen. I really do believe that. I think they will offer the full amount that Liverpool want, and then Liverpool's asses will collapse because they'll go, fucking, what do we do? The fans are going to kill us. But as much as I hate them fuckers, and, hate's a bad word. Well, I do hate them. I just weren't brought up to hate people, but I dislike the ownership. That's a better way of saying it. I would understand. So, brace yourself, accept it, and be very careful of what you're reading and who you're reading. And avoid social media for the next week is what I would do. All right, guys, I hope you appreciate the video. I hope I explained it as best as I could. I mean, I've probably been all over the place, and there's probably bits and pieces that I've left out. If you do have any questions, leave them in the video, underneath the video or whatever, and I'll try and do a follow-up video to answer those questions rather than reply to them individually, I think. If you like the video, please thumbs up. Please leave a comment. What you think will happen. What do you expect? If you really enjoyed the effort of me studying for 35 minutes, barefooted, which is hurting my feet on these tires, poor me, do hit the love heart, buy me, buy me a coffee, you know what I'm saying? Or you can buy me a steak if you want. Shall I show you my fridge? It's empty. Yeah, you look like you're fading away, don't I am. I'm due to go to the Cash and Carey today because the stream was supported really, really good yesterday. The most support I've ever had on a stream yesterday. I'm very humbled by that. People appreciate the effort. So today I am going to get some steak today. I'm going to get a bottle of vodka and we'll be streaming on here tonight at 7:30. We might have to restart the stream many times tonight because yesterday we only listened to, what's it called? Royalty-free music, and it was horrendous. So tonight we're going to play the proper stuff, but that means that we'll have to restart the stream probably every 20 minutes, and I do apologise for all that, but we need a good night. One more thing, if you use Twitter and you find it a bit toxic, we do have a rival to Twitter that we have a server on. It's very good. It's called Mastodon. I know it sounds like a strap-on. Hooray. How's it going, girls? You okay? Nice breakfast this morning? It's called Mastodon. And if you would like to join me on that, and hundreds of Liverpool supporters. Just go to liverpoolfootballclub.social in a web browser and you can join that way. There's apps that you can use. If you were to type in on a browser www.dunk.es, that will take you to my profile on that server. So you can follow at Dunk, at Cop Talk, at Admin. Many of the people you see in the comment section are on there. It's not all football. It's just this. You will get a username if you join, which will be your name at liverpoolfootballclub.social, which is cool as fuck. Whenever you go anywhere on Mastodon, people will see that. It's not just football. It's not just Liverpool Football Club. You can go on there and tell us what you're doing. I'm at work today, or I'm out with the missus, I'm out with the kids. It's community, all right? It's not exclusive to Cop Talk. It is for Liverpool fans around the world. If it was Cop Talk only, it would say coptalk.social, but I chose not to do that. It's liverpoolfootballclub.social. It's a Twitter rival, Mastodon. Mastodon is it's got millions, I think 15 million users now, I think, and it's increasing all the time. It's just something different. There's no toxicity. There's no top reds, which is worth it in itself. There's no ITKs. There is no advertising. There is no one entity in charge of Mastodon. There's no algorithm. It's just proper old school discussion, news, everything you could possibly want. I pay for it and I don't make any money from it. It's just something that I wanted to do after I got banned from Twitter. Right, guys, we'll see you later. Please thumbs up, leave me a comment. Thank you.